in preparation for this segment, I think I found my 3 favorite bets of the entire preseason NFL run.
Oh, okay.
Deontay Johnson overs. I'm not. By the way, I'm not the most optimistic person when it comes to Deontay Johnson. I think he's very good. I think this offense is going to run the ball a lot. I think that's going to hold him back a little bit. Obviously, if Ike Ekwonu has a pass blocking season like he had a season ago, that's going to hold back the passing offense a little bit. Yet still, the 3 numbers I'm about to give you with Deontay Johnson are surprising to me. And part of it reeks of, does Vegas know something I don't? Because the over-under in yards for Deontay Johnson is 825.5. The over-under for receiving touchdowns for Deontay Johnson is 4.5. And the over-under for catches for Deontay Johnson is 71.5. Over. All 3 when it comes to how I see Deontay Johnson's season kind of playing out. And here's why. Volume.
Yes.
in business, it's location. In football, it's volume. I think he's going to be the number 1 read on almost every route. And just by nature of that, I'm getting him. I'm not even saying he's going to go for like 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. I'm saying comfortably 980 catches, 6 touchdowns. You don't even have to predict a Pro Bowl season here. You just have to predict like a mildly good season for a player like Deontay Johnson, and you're smashing those overs. I was expecting those over-unders to be 950, 6.5, maybe 7.5, and 80 catches. So if you get 825.5, 4.5, 71.5, over.
Hammer.
Deontay Johnson, let's put him on the Dan Morgan doggo meter, a.k.a. the dog scale, a.k.a. the dog. We need some dogs on the Carolina Panthers. That's what Dan Morgan, the GM, said. Then he went and traded for Deontay Johnson. Is he more Chihuahua? Is he more German Shepherd? Is he somewhere in the middle?
By the way, yeah, our dogs are from Chihuahua, Jack Russell Terrier, Golden Retriever, Bulldog, German Shepherd.
And you want to be towards the German Shepherd end of it. Those are the players that Dan Morgan is looking for. No disrespect to Chihuahuas as dogs. Obviously, this is an exercise. Fire it up. Where does Deontay Johnson go? Jack Russell Terrier. That's a little bit towards the side you don't want to be on. Here's why. And I'm going to give him the opportunity to improve this. He said it to the media earlier this week. There's a reputation out there on him that he's a diva, that his attitude is up and down, that he might not be all in at all points in time. You're a Steelers fan. I could have just come to you. I've got some buddies that are Steelers fans, and when he came to the Panthers, their first reaction was like, get ready for that roller coaster. Look who's coming down to Carolina.
Yep. Watch out for it.
Which means sometimes he might be a German Shepherd. Sometimes he might be disengaged, right? Sometimes he might be the best wide receiver on the field. Sometimes he might be really upset that he didn't catch a pass on the first two series. Thus, kind of this scrappy, up and down, all over the place, ball of energy. You never know what you're going to get. Jack Russell Terrier.
That's the thing. If you're giving a Jack Russell Terrier what it wants, it's all in.
Yep.
But we saw sometimes last year with Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh, wasn't getting what he wanted. Literally times you I'm just going to stand here on this play. It's a running play. Just literally just going to stand here. Oh, fumble on the ground? Not even going to try for it.
Jack Russell
Terrier. Guy who's supposed to be blocking actually ends up recovering it. Go figure.
That's the Dan Morgan dogometer here on the drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. We'll continue putting players in the dogometer throughout the season.
Here's the thing. Jack Russell Terriers are quick, though. They're fast.
He is fast.
That's the thing. Deontay Johnson, very quick.
I'm going off the dogometer more as like a personality thing.
Sure.
It'd be kind of messed up if we were physically comparing them.
Oh, I know.
Look at this Chihuahua. It's more of like an attitude, metaphorical. Keep it moving with our best picks for the Panthers this season. These are all DraftKings numbers, by the way. I partner with DraftKings. Jadeveon Clowney sacks over under 6.25. Feels low. I'm saying take the under.
Taking the under?
Taking the under. I did a decent amount of research on this one, so I'm coming with facts and stats for you, bring some numbers for you. Clowney has gone over 6.25 sacks 4 times in his career.
Okay.
4. In 3 of them, he was by far the second most productive pass rusher on the team. Last year in Baltimore, Justin Madubuike had 13 sacks. Clowney had 9.5. Obviously, that 9.5 would hit the over. In 2021 with Cleveland, Myles Garrett had 16 sacks. Clowney had 9 sacks. Obviously, that would have hit the over. In 2018, in Houston, back in his Houston days, J.J. Watt had 16 sacks. Clowney had 9.5. You have to go all the way back to 2017 in Houston to find a time when Jadeveon Clowney hit over 6.25 sacks and led the team in sacks. Which, by the way, he had 9 sacks in that season. J.J. Watt played in the first 5 games before getting hurt. Clowney had 3 sacks in the first 5 games. So he is a much, much more productive pass rusher when he is the guy benefiting from the other alpha edge rusher on the other side. Yeah. Whether it's Myles Garrett, whether it's Justin Madubuike, or whether it is J.J. Watt. There ain't a Myles Garrett, J.J. Watt, or Madubuike on this roster.
Not that we know of.
He's supposed to be the J.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, Justin Madubuike.
I made a bet with Chris Lee on Panthers Playbook that just came out today. If a Panthers pass rusher, whether it's any Carolina Panthers defender, gets 10-plus sacks this season, I'll get a Panthers tattoo.
I'm telling you to take probably the best pass rushers on the team under in 6.25. So I think you know which side I think that bet's going to end up on. Yeah. Is there anything on the other side? If they don't, okay.
Yeah.
So it's really not even a bet. It's just that if they, then you.
Yeah, basically.
Well, good luck for you.
Thanks.
We'll record it, put it on social media if it happens.
Absolutely.
But I'm taking the under on Clowney. I'll give you one more quickly here. Bryce Young over-unders, 3,200 yards, 18.5 touchdowns, 10.5 interceptions. I'm going over on the yards, over on the touchdowns, under on the interceptions, which means I'm taking the good side for the Panthers on all 3 of those bets. I just don't think that, last year he had 2,877 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Just by situation, he should be much better.
You would think.
If he plays the exact same level of football he played last year, I think he gets close to those over-under numbers we're talking about. If he has gotten better individually at all, with how much his situation has gotten better, I think those numbers are taken care of. I'm not even saying a Pro Bowl year. 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,300 yards. That's a smash. Connect. You just won all your bets.
By the way, 3,300 yards spread out over 17 games is just under 200 yards per game.
Just by the nature of the team being better around him.
You should throw 200 yards a game.
I think you should be able to do that. Well, I mean, I guess obviously the number would be baking in any injury concerns.
There's also that.
If he misses 2 games, suddenly it becomes, 225 or whatever it is. It is still, I just think those are very attainable for a quarterback like Bryce Young going into his second year.